back to a vivid memory from your childhood. The glow of candles, the specific smell of the room, the people there. Now consider the possibility that this event never occurred. Millions of people share a specific, detailed memory of Nelson Mandela dying in a South African prison in the 1980s, even recalling the televised funeral and the riots that followed. A similar number of people are certain the Monopoly man wears a monocle. He has always been illustrated with a bare eye. The list continues. The Berenstain Bears, the beloved 90s Genie movie that was never actually filmed. These aren't isolated errors. Entirely unrelated groups across the globe share identical, fabricated details. Many look at these anomalies and see proof of a cosmic error, conspiracy theories about colliding timelines, or a glitch in a digital simulation. The reality is less like science fiction and more like biology. These glitches aren't happening to the universe. They are happening inside our skulls. Our biology is lying to us. This is the phenomenon of confabulation. The brain operates as a professional counterfeiter, manufacturing fake realities without our knowledge or permission. Human neurology loathes a vacuum. When the mind finds a gap in its history, it automatically stitches together new details to protect the ego, soften a trauma, or simply bridge a silent gap in the archive. The Mandela Effect provides proof that our history and our sense of self are fragile, easily overwritten constructs. We imagine memory as a secure vault, holding pristine, read-only files of our lives. But that vault is shattering every time you look inside it. In reality, your brain shatters every experience into fragments. Visuals go to the visual cortex, sounds to the auditory cortex, and emotions to the amygdala. Your past is scattered across different regions of the brain. To remember an event, the brain must perform a process called reconsolidation. It has to find those scattered fragments and stitch them back together in an instant. During the seconds it takes to reassemble those pieces, the memory exists in a state of high instability. It hacks like wet clay. If you are emotional, or if someone suggests a new detail, your brain weaves that new information directly into the old fabric. The brain does not keep the original file. When you stop thinking about the event, the newly contaminated version is saved back into the archive, overwriting the original data. Every time you recall an event, you are running a simulation and corrupting the original truth. The lie becomes your reality. This biological vulnerability can be turned into a weapon. By understanding how the brain overwrites itself, it becomes possible to intentionally plant memories in others. Psychologist Elizabeth Loftus pioneered research into this vulnerability. She demonstrated how simple it is to hack the minds of healthy adults using nothing but the power of suggestion. In her studies, she successfully convinced subjects they had survived animal attacks, witnessed demonic possessions, or even committed crimes that never took place. Once the seed was planted, subjects generated specific, vivid, and emotional details for these fabricated events. They were no longer following a suggestion, they were experiencing a new truth. This is the ultimate tool for a narcissist or an authoritarian. If you can manipulate the reconsolidation process, you can control a target's perception of guilt and their very sense of self. The Mandela Effect shows that this vulnerability doesn't just happen in the lab, it happens to entire populations. Because we all share this exact evolutionary flaw, our memories are synchronized. We contaminate each other through cultural osmosis and word of mouth. Internet echo chambers have turned this into a real-time process.
We are collectively editing shared history as quickly as we can type, creating a distorted reality we all agree on. Modern technology is moving to bridge the gap between suggestion and direct intervention. Our memories are essentially bioelectrical currents. Neuralink and direct brain-computer interfaces could move the editing process from a conversation to a digital command. If a machine can trigger a recall and then pulse a synthetic signal, it could automate the overwriting process. A government could retroactively delete a political protest from a populace's mind, replacing it with a memory of compliance. We are approaching an era where entire societies could have their history synthetically overwritten, with no one left to remember the original truth. Look back at your life. Think of your proudest victories and your worst heartbreaks. If memories are just simulations that overwrite themselves every time they are accessed, then the person you see in the mirror is a biological illusion. The next time you argue about how an event in your past truly unfolded, ask yourself, are you fighting for the truth, or are you just defending a ghost? Question your reality. Hit subscribe. Join us in the shadows.